you're a current real estate investor, maybe you're looking into becoming a real estate investor, whether that's single family homes, duplexes, large multifamily projects, whether you're a passive investor in one of those larger multifamily deals or syndicator or capital raiser, you got to know what you're looking for in an asset as well as a market. These are some of the key data points, the KPIs that we're looking for when we're trying to identify the right market for a new acquisition. So population, is the population large enough? Can it sustain additional growth? Are there the drivers that has that population at a certain level? Getting to markets that are too small can be difficult unless there's some other drivers. But very important, population growth. Where's the trend? Has it been growing the past 10 years, 5 years? What's the projected annual growth rate? That's key because, again, we're looking for that supply to not be outpaced by new construction. We want to see population growing, people moving in. So really seeing, what the net migration in and out of the market is and where it's growing. Job growth. You can have more people, but do you have the jobs to sustain it? And what type of jobs? And that's related to income growth. How are incomes growing? What type of demographics are in that market? And that's going to shape your strategy, whether you're going after more of your lifestyle renters by choice or the renters by necessity in workforce housing. You want to take a good hard look at your income growth. We mentioned this prior, but positive net migration. Are people moving into the market or are they moving away, and why? It's good to understand what's that story. Diversified economy. You don't want to be in a market where there's one sector, one company that is the majority of the economy. Because if the economy turns one way or the other and that sector is no longer favored, you could have a major issue. You want to be diversified. So you don't want, for example, manufacturing to be 60% of the economy. Manufacturing slows down. That could be an issue. The classic example is, having the military base in a market, and that's really the story and the driver for that market. If that military base ever gets shut down, the market goes along with it. Now this ties a lot of it in, but what is the story for the market? It's got to have an interesting story, and it can be a little bit intangible, but it has to translate to some actual, empirical, data, which will show up in the income growth, job growth, population growth. Are there headquarters that are moving to the market? Is there some, cultural phenomenon or events or something going on? What's the story? Are there a number of universities that are fueling all kinds of different ancillary jobs and different types of jobs, and those students are opening businesses in that market? What's going on? What's the story that you're going to tell that's going to continue to drive that investment? Management logistics. A lot of people don't think about this. A lot of people just look at, okay, where's the highest population growth and the highest job growth and highest income growth, and that's where I want to invest. That might be a good idea, but logistically, how are you going to manage it? So are you going to be using third-party managers, turnkey operators? Are you going to be managing it yourself? You have to get this piece figured out, because it's one thing to buy it, but how are you going to manage it? For example, can you fly there? Is there a direct flight from your market to that market? How are you going to get there? How's your team going to get there? It's pretty important. Political environment. A lot of people don't think about this. How landlord-friendly, how tenant-friendly is the state, city, municipality that you're in? This can be huge. Rent control is a major issue. You have to pay attention to the political environment in the way that those tides may be turning one way or the other. Capital activity. This basically means there's enough transactions, there's enough interested parties in a market, so when you go to sell a property, there's going to be a buyer on the other side. You can check this by just looking at what kind of sales have happened recently, who's interested, who are the buyers. And a strong degree of capital activity indicates that it's an attractive market and prices may continue to go up and cap rates are going to compress and you're going to get some nice organic appreciation. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in a New York City where there's, the world of capital activity. You need to have enough capital activity. So make sure you're meeting that threshold. Again, market supply versus absorption. And this all ties in, but you want to make sure that there's not so much new development. Even in a growing market, you can build too much. So you want to make sure that supply is at least matching the absorption rate. and you can talk to a local broker about what the supply and absorption rates are in a given market. So pay attention to this stuff. Are these things that you're already paying attention to? Are there a couple of other key data points and market fundamentals that you're kind of looking at? Let us know in the comments. I hope this helps you, and stick around because we're going to talk about, once you get this done, check all those boxes, what we're going to be looking for in a particular asset and what those specific criteria are. Well, appreciate you watching this. My name is Spencer Gray. I'm the president of Gray Capital. We're a multifamily investment firm based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. If stuff like this interests you at all, you're interested in real estate investing, especially multifamily investing, I can't stress enough, go check out our website and sign up for our weekly newsletter, The Gray Report. You're going to go to graycapitalllc.com. It's graycapitalllc.com. There's a little sign up button. You'll get the weekly report sent to your inbox. We pretty much deliver every important research report, news article that relates to multifamily investing. We're going to deliver it right to your inbox, so you don't have to go searching around and find all these sources for yourself. If you don't appreciate it, doesn't add value to you, unsubscribe, no worries. All right, appreciate it. I'm Spencer Gray. Have a good one. Thanks.